It is a special invitation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you haven't performed Hajj as yet, you should make special dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be able to perform the Hajj. It is contingent on affordability, if we can afford to do it. If we're able to do that, then we should hasten to make arrangements for the Hajj. If we cannot afford to go on this journey, if you don't have the means to go on this journey, then the dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, oh Allah, give us the means. Bless us with the means to go for Hajj and help us to go for Hajj. Because it is an amazing experience. Really and truly, it is the journey of a lifetime to go for Hajj and to relive the experiences and the lessons of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and Sayyidina Ismail Dhabihullah alayhi salam, and the greatest of believers, and then the greatest of all of humanity and all of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and to repeat the actions that he did in his Hajj. To be able to do that, to be able to do tawaf, and to remember that the Prophet ﷺ himself did this, and the Sahabas, including Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan, Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib, and all these great human beings, these great believers would have done the same thing. And for us to be able to do that, what a great blessing it is. What an amazing blessing it is. And it is truly an invitation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is for us to make ourselves deserving of that invitation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through our dua, through our niyyah. If this niyyah is sincere within us, oh Allah, help me to go for Hajj. Oh Allah, show me the way to go for Hajj. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would extend that invitation to us, and then we become from the Duyuf ar-Rahman, the special guest of Ar-Rahman, the merciful one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For that is the title which is given to those who go for the Hajj. And so the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam tells us of the special virtues of these days of the month of Dhul Hijjah. Ma min ayyamin al-amalu salihu ahabbu ila Allahi min hadhihi al-ayyam. And we say one of the first thing we want to mention is Hajj and Umrah, to strive to do it during this period of time. Because good deeds are loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, the second thing we want to share with our viewers today is siyam, or fasting, or saum. To observe fasting on all of these days, or some of them, for the first 9 days of Dhul Hijjah, because the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah, which is the day of Eid, it is not permissible to fast on the day of Eid. It is prohibited, in fact, to fast on the day of Eid, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. So the first 9 days of this period of time, the blessed days of Dhul Hijjah, are days of fasting. And we should strive to fast on all of these days if possible, but especially on the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, or the day of Arafat. When the Hujjaj, when the pilgrims are on the plains of Arafat, that is the day of Hajj, we should strive to fast on that day. It doesn't matter whether we are there in Arafat, but mostly for those who are not on Hajj. Because for those who are in Hajj, who perform the Hajj, their first priority would be the required rituals of the Hajj. And so if fasting would affect their performance of their rituals, the Hajj rituals, then the priority is for them to focus on their Hajj rituals. For example, Arafat is a time, the day of Arafat is a time for us to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in dua, in dhikr, in ibadah, this outpouring for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If fasting on that day while we are on the plains of Arafat would affect us, would make us weak, would not allow us to perform the rituals of the Hajj, then we don't fast, but we focus on performing the rituals of the Hajj, because that is the first priority for us. And in a similar way, the other days of Dhul Hijjah, if you're performing Hajj, then you would only fast if you are strong enough to do that. and still to do the other ibadah that's required for the Hajj. But for those who are not performing the Hajj, then these are special days for fasting. We should strive to fast on all of these days, the first 9 days, or on as many of them as possible, or at least on the day of Arafat, the day when the Hajjis are performing their Hajj on the plains of Arafat. For us who may not be there, it is a day for us to fast. Because the Prophet ﷺ mentions that the Sawm on Yawm Arafah, the fasting in the day of Arafah, يُكَفِّرُ السَّنَةَ الْمَاضِيَةَ وَالْبَاقِيَةَ. It is an expiation for the sins of the preceding year and the following year. So 2 years of forgiveness of sins for fasting on one day, the day of Arafah. The Prophet ﷺ also mentions the amazing blessings of fasting. It is a unique ibadah. It's a unique ibadah. The Prophet ﷺ says that fasting in a hadith Qudsi, this is a sacred tradition, so it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, fasting is for me, and I shall reward it in whatever way I want. Preceding this hadith, in another narration, the Prophet ﷺ says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that all the actions of the children of Adam, of Bani Adam, are for them. Illa sawm, except fasting, it is for me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has singled out this fasting for special mentioning because it's a unique ibadah. And the rewards are great from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so these days of Dhul Hijjah are days for us to observe the special fasting. And so we conclude our program for today by reminding everyone about the special virtues of the month of Dhul Hijjah, and especially the first part of the month of Dhul Hijjah, the first 10 days and then the following 3 days when the rituals of the Hajj continue, are special time for us to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in doing good deeds. And the Prophet said, مَا مِنْ أَيَّامٍ الْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحُ فِيهَا أَحَبُّ إِلَى اللَّهِ مِنْ هَذِهِ الْأَيَّامِ. There are no days in which good deeds are more loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than in these days, the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to do good deeds in these days of Dhul Hijjah and in all the days of our lives. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.